Shamps and Giggles, the #1 talk show on radio. History, news, views, and reviews from a black perspective. Sean Bailey, the black politician, is now a lord. Who's talking about that? The drama behind Carnival, the costumes, the bands, the absolute lack of investment. Huh? Oh, you haven't heard? Tune in to Shamps and Giggles and hear us. We're talking the things.
And we're live. Welcome, one and all, to another fabulous evening. Shamps Giggles. If you missed us, we're back. Hey, what a time we had. Good Lord. But we're talking the things, and we're already on the subject. This here Donald Trump, I think, is a thief. He's a thief. And he's a thief. If black man did what he did, we done lock up already. Tell me I'm lying, please. Somebody tell me I'm lying.
No, you're not lying at all.
Hello, can you hear me? Trump
one
was
minute,
Barack Obama.
Yes, Barack Obama, yes.
Barack Obama will be lock up long.
Very true.
If Barack did what Donald Trump did.
Very true. Very, very true. So so that's why I brought it to the table, just to see, because some people are saying it's a witch hunt that he's going through, but he committing fraud. But a lot of the panelists that we've got here, a lot of them have different opinions.
Really? That's interesting. If it's a witch hunt, witch hunt only happens when you're after a certain person, you know. That's why it's called a witch hunt. I see a hand up.
Yes.
Let me see. Whose hand is that? CC, Cassandra, talk the things. No, you're mute.
Yeah. Can you hear me, yeah?
Oh, it's Mr. Cassandra. What I go on?
Excuse me, I'm on my cold, yeah. My 2 cents is this. See, when we're talking about these say politicians and people in these kind of business, you have to remember these. We're talking about individuals as if they have what's the word? Independence, right? They are employees of a system. They're brought into a system. So the idea that there is a separation, there might be to some degree, but largely it's the same machine because it's the same institution that is continuing. You know what I mean? We've got these different faces that come. This is why when people was looking for Obama, oh yeah, you know, Obama, some people thought they didn't have to pay rent anymore. Like what? Because he's brown. Do you understand? We're looking at it all wrong. Yeah. And I just think that we need to look at the history of these things and how they function in the present to really get a picture of how, you know, what are we looking at? I hope that makes sense.
We're looking at a criminal that was president, and he fleeced the entire planet, not to mention the country. That's what he did.
Yeah, but we can go back to Truman. Truman killed more people in human history. He's part of the same institution. Yeah, we can look at Bush. Who was the next one? But Obama. Yeah, after how much people did he kill?
No, we can even look at Obama. Remember, they used Obama. See, this is where you're new to the show. We talk every week. They used Obama because it's history, news, views from a black perspective. So let's talk about Obama. They used Obama to kill the African king, Colonel Gaddafi. Colonel Gaddafi was ruling the area. He was the richest man on the planet. They couldn't touch him, but through Obama, they got him.
It wasn't just Obama. If you go back, cast your minds back, who did Gaddafi meet with? Gaddafi met with Blair. And Gaddafi, that meeting with Blair is what I call the kiss of death. Because if you remember, Gaddafi was outlawed up until a particular point. I can't remember what the year was. And suddenly they all wanted to go and see him. And everything was all forgiven and blah, blah, blah. And Blair was part of that story.
Yeah. Yeah, but it happened under Obama's watch. So, and even now, look at, and this is another subject that was brought up. Suella Braverman, what name? Braverman?
Braverman, yeah.
Yeah, she blacker than me, crying out loud. She talking about, what's it? Interracial, what's it? Multiculturalism has not worked. And look where she's next door to the Prime Minister.
Of course. But you
So
can't
how
call
can it not work and she be in such a high position?
yeah, but we can't call it racism, can you? Because she's brown. Doesn't look
Well,
the
that's what I'm
same.
saying. So everyone's a puppet, isn't it?
Yeah,
And
and
if
that's
you
what I'm
stay
saying.
in line, you'll be rewarded. If you step out of line, they're going to crush you. They'll
Yeah.
find something. Normally it's taxes. Donald Trump happens to know a lot of people. So Donald Trump has been surviving for some period of time. But they're getting closer. They're getting closer. And before long, they'll have him. Because, of course, he's fleeced the country. He's tried to enrich himself. And, of course, there's certain codes. You can't do that. Not in such an obvious way. Nancy Pelosi, for example, she never loses a trade. The number one trader never loses a trade. She has over-enriched herself, but she's squeaky clean, under the radar. She don't go and tell people what she's doing. Donald Trump, meanwhile, telling everybody everything and more. So, here we are. Nancy Pelosi is not in the headlines. She's a crook. Donald Trump is everywhere. Alicia, your hand is up. Start the thing.
Yeah, well, I think, like I said, Donald Trump's going to get away with it. He did warn a lot of people about the new president. What's his name?
Biden.
Biden. He did warn them about Biden, and what he warned them about, it's all true.
Of course, because he revealed secrets, so that now they try and shut him up even more. Yeah. Remember, presidents know things, don't they?
The thing is that they're all the same. They're all the same. They're in it for their own purposes. There are puppets and faces, and there is background people behind them, behind the scenes, telling them what to do, what to say, and when to do what they're supposed to do for the betterment of their country.
Allegedly, all of them are rich because Biden's son, another thief. They're all thief. If you just look into it, they're all thief. They're all of them.
Yeah.
His son, was it drugs? I mean, you literally can't make this stuff up. And then they want to. So the funny thing I saw on TV the other day, who saw it? It was a little clip. It's going to be streaming on one of these channels. And Boris Johnson during the lockdown. Everyone's being put on lockdown. Meanwhile, they're buying loads of wine in the shop. The balloons are going up. And he's saying, stay home, stay safe. And they're having a party. I mean, there's another crook. And now they're doing a show on TV called, that's it, Partygate. I mean, Boris literally resigned, ran away in silence. If he was a Donald Trump, he would try and fight the system, which is what Donald's trying to do. TMJ, your hand is up. Where are you there? Hey, just
no, I was only going to say to you that there's actually a series, Partygate, that is all based on all of that atrocity that happened. But going back to the Trump discussion, as I've said as well, I do believe he's going to get off on this. I do think he's going to meet his end, but I don't think it's going to be through all this kind of stuff, because too many people will come down with him, and that's just not going to happen. They're almost going to ensure that he doesn't come down in that way. They will out him. He will be outed, but he's not going to come down legally, because then he'll still have a mouth to speak. That's my thoughts.
Interesting point what you said there. They're not, or they're trying to keep him afloat, I guess is the other way of saying it. The other way of saying it is they're trying to keep him afloat because of who he might take down, because of course he didn't get there by himself. We all know that, right? He will take down other people. And isn't that the same thing that happened with our boy, what's his name? Jimmy Savile. They wait till the man dead before they said anything. Because of course, Savile, he had people in his pocket, and if they took him down, what was Savile going to do? He was going to take all of them down. By the way, let's just check this out. So that was a very valid point, TMJ. Very valid point. Here's the Partygate trailer. Have a look. Have a look at this if you haven't seen it before. Boris Johnson, have a look.
You must stay at home. You should not be meeting friends. If your friends ask you to meet, you should say no.
Shall I get the karaoke machine?
Ooh. The death toll climbs every day.
So leaving dues.
Christmas quiz.
Birthdays.
Bring your own booze.
Is there anything we don't have a party for?
What happens at number 10 stays at number 10.
No comment.
Hi, they played a tune. I don't care. I love it. Partygate. Coming to a TV near you, Boris Johnson. So yeah, all these politicians. So I mean, it makes me wonder, what are we doing? Right? You then ask yourself, what are we doing? How are we what are we getting away with? Are we just the humble pies that just, the robots? We're doing everything we're told. Meanwhile, these lot are living the life of Riley off our backs. It's as Tim J says, they're in plain sight always. So Smiley, where you there? What else has happened in the banter session? By the way, big up everybody. Denise is in the room. Cassandra's here. Alicia's here. Color Queen. D. Alexander, that's my big sis, mine out. Cynthia, David, the wifey. Sophia's here. Supreme is here. Welcome, Supreme, by the way. I heard you came through good channels. Big up to Avril, author and of Avril Tours. So big up, Supreme. Glad to have you with us. iPhone Andrew is there. Shirley, is that Shirley Boo in the building? Let me know here, Shirley P. yet. Shirley Boo, what I've got. Amanda Bailey's there. And so is Toots. So can you tell us, what else have we got in the lineup with the banter?
Yeah, we were.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, good, Shirley.
It is Shirley.
Yeah. We were sending out congratulations to Amari McQueen, 14 years old now, black boy, a brilliant cook. Amari McQueen, he was on Good Morning Britain, OMARI Amari McQueen. He was 7 when he came to surface on the TV, but now he's 14. He looks very good. He's got his own book out. It's called Fantastic Families, and he cooks for his family. It's a family of about 8 of them, I think. There's about 8 of them in the family, and he does the cooking for them. His dad taught him how to cook at 7, and he's continued it on, and he's got his own children's show on one of the CBBCs or something like that. Amari McQueen.
At the age of 14?
14, yeah. He's 14 now. He was 7 when he came back. But he was 7 when he came to the surface of the television. And he's now 14 and he's still doing brilliantly.
This is a beautiful story. Amari McQueen,
Yeah.
7 and he's now 14.
Yeah.
Came on at 7 cooking.
Yeah.
And now at 14, he's got his own book.
Yes. Own book.
Or did
own
I book
TV
or
show.
books? Plural.
Books. I think he's got 2, but one, which is out now, thank you, is called Fantastic Families. And he can do anything from organic and vegetarian and meat and fish. He could do the whole 9 yards. And he's also got his own children's show on CBBC, I believe, and it's still running. It's
This is
still
too
running
amazing.
now. Yeah,
It's
and he
too-
now wants to. He said that his future goal is to have several businesses in the restaurant chain, and he wants restaurant chains catering for vegans and so on. And I think that is brilliant for a.
This guy wants a
14-year-old.
restaurant as well. I'm taking
Yeah, he
notes
wants
here.
several. Yeah, he wants several restaurants. He clearly said it on the telly. He's happy to have several restaurants, and he said that he also wants to go into schools to teach the young children is it home economics? Well, that was called in my days.
That's what it's called in my day.
Yeah, he
No,
wants
I don't know
to
what it's called
teach
now.
them. Yeah, he wants to teach them that because he said that there's too many unhealthy eating in schools going to. He didn't say fast food. I'm sure he said like McDonald's and KFCs. And I'm sure he said that, but officially it's unhealthy eating of the children of our age and especially of our culture. You know, they're
You
quick
ain't
to
there.
buy Kentucky and Sam's and all that. And yeah, TMJ's just found it and she's put it in the chat.
Well,
Which is
last
good.
I checked, oh, he's even
Mm.
got a website, Dipalicious. Last I checked,
Mm.
and by the way, big up at Clear Team, men now left ya inch. Last I checked, when I was at school,
Mm.
you knew nothing of what you was gonna do, so to speak. In fact, they said think about it, and that's when you was age 14
Yeah.
and you had options. Do you
Yeah,
remember that?
careers officer
At
options.
14,
Yeah.
the I don't know, the school society, whatever it is, they considered that you might have an idea what you wanted to do. At
Yes.
14,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
This boy at 14, well, sorry, at 7 is already cooking.
Yes.
At 14's got a book, TV show,
Yes.
and now if he's of the age where he's thinking what he wants to do, he's talking about owning
Mm.
restaurant,
Yep. Yep.
owning ownership.
Mm.
Well, I mean, what does that tell you? Let me put it out to everyone. What does that tell you about this here boy? What does that tell you about this here boy? What does that tell you? Let me see if we get any hands, any ink. What does that tell you about this young man, Omari McQueen? What does that tell you? If it tells you nothing, then fair enough. I understand. If it tells you
Well,
something,
yeah.
let me know. Feel free. Show of hands, talk the things. I'm getting private messages there. My daughter took third place on BBC Kids Bake Off. She nearly made it when she was on the show. She was 13. But what does it tell you about Omari?
Yeah.
What does
Sorry,
that?
are we meant to put our hands up?
Yes, please.
Yes,
And
yes.
yeah,
So
please.
how
keep
else
putting
do I
my
know? I'm
I
looking
keep
at a
putting
black
my
screen.
hands up and it just disappears.
No,
try
we
again,
can't see
try
it.
again.
Try it. We can't see
But
it.
I'll try it. It's a black hand,
Go on then.
so
All
I
of our
don't
hands are
know
black.
if because
You
it's
see?
black.
There you are.
Can you
It's
see
up.
it?
Yep, it's up.
Yeah. Just
Look.
for clarification, yeah. You know when you say this bit is the banter bit, is it banter?
Yes. So
Oh.
just for clarification, as I said at the beginning, welcome one and all. That includes our radio listeners that are listening out there. Big up to all the radio listeners, the radio crew, the drive time crew, and the show. This is why when Keith comes on with the banter, it's a little intro. Then when I come on, myself and him, we go a little bit deeper into the subjects that he already touched on. See?
Okay,
And our
because
radio listeners are getting a fuller favor. And because you're on here, you get to participate. And then that's going out on the radio. So you'll hear yourself Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then you'll come back on Friday and we'll refresh and it'll do it again.
Okay, because from, like I said, I'm from East London / like Tottenham. And when we say banter is a thing where you're having a laugh.
Oh,
so
yeah, we have a laugh.
Oh,
Shirley
yeah.
So
So
Shirley was a bit late today, so
I looked at the funny side of this, right? To be quite honest, how can you have a 7? So this 7-year-old is cooking 8 of his family's meals every day.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Right. Yeah. So what did it tell you about? That's what I'm saying. What did it tell you about this AU? What did it tell you about?
Yeah, but this tell you that the dad is disciplining me heavy to me because boy, look, making dinner for 7 people.
Right. So number one, we can write that down. Notice I have a pen. So we can write that down. Number one, there is discipline in the home. Number one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Number one, there's discipline. We see a next hand now. Talk the things, TMJ.
I think when I listen to my sisters who were brought up in Grenada by a grandmother, they were cooking, they were in the kitchen from they was 11, 10, 11, 12. They could throw down soup, could do all them kind of things. go market, go washing in the river. They was doing all those things from they were younger. I think we got to actually recognize that because we're here, we sometimes forget some of the old ways. It's no problem. You know, it's all about progress. But as they say, you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. And I think that the fact that he showed an interest in cooking, as parents, it's our job to feed the interests of our children, as long as they're responsible, and to give them the support that they need to develop that interest. So, I mean, I don't know much about the young boy or his family. I do remember seeing it on TV. I know he's got mum and dad. He's not like he's been brought up by mum or by dad. He's got mum and dad. He's got, I know that, and he's got all his siblings. So it's not like, you know, it's not like they had to do it because the family needed him. This is something that they fed because it's what he enjoyed doing. Good on them.
Okay. So, beautiful point. Back home, you're cooking. Here we have a two-parent family, and of course, he's getting the encouragement. So there's another thing we can put down. DJ Smiley, your hands up.
Absolutely. I hear what TMJ say, and both of us, and I totally agree. I think that with Amari, at 7 years old, his dad taught him how to cook, and he had a passion for cooking, and he loved cooking. So for my sisters, they were in the kitchen with my mum from about 8, 9 years old, and they cook near, because my mum's passed now, but they can cook equivalent to my mum's cooking, and that's something that they've loved, and they keep cooking, you know. So for Amari, to want to cook and different meals, he might not be cooking for 7 days a week, but he does his fair share, and he just loves it. It gives him that not sense of purpose, but achievement and accomplishment. And when you saw him on the TV yesterday, he had the broadest smile, just saying, I love cooking. I love cooking for my family, and it's different meals, and he's happy to do it. So when he's now 14, and if he could cook set menus for his family, you know, he's on the thing, and he's on his own program on the television, and he's still on there. Yeah, I take my hat off to him. And
big up to the young lad, isn't it? Big up to the young lad. There's a little bit more to say, but let's just see him first. Let's just have a look. We're going to look at the this morning he was on.
Yes.
There's the young lad here. And let's just hear a few words.
Who has achieved so much in their young life, haven't they, Josie?
Yes, Amari McQueen has awards, cookbooks and TV shows to his name, despite being just 15 years old, and he's here today to show off his culinary skills. Hello, Amari. It's such a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you.
I got to go straight to your book, first of all, because you come from a very big family.
Yes.
You're one of 7, is that right?
Yes.
Is that all your family on the front of your book?
Yes, it is.
How gorgeous is that?
How lovely is that? So fantastic families. Oh, 7 of you.
Yes.
Oh, and you cook for them all?
Yep, I have to.
You have to?
Yes.
I like how they've got you in the kitchen.
I have to.
Well, it was your family that really got you into cooking in the first place, wasn't it? To help your mum out. I think at the age of 7 you started.
Yeah, it was my dad that taught me how to cook.
Yeah.
And from there I just started cooking for the family.
Cooking for everyone.
And I love it.
You love it. And that book, it's not so much a cookbook, although there is a recipe in there. It's really just the recipe, what goes into making an amazing family dynamic, isn't it? All those ingredients, the love, the support, the fun, all of that. That's lovely. What are you making?
Now, here you are. As he said there, you heard word. George is in the building, and you heard the words there. He was saying, because I have to, and he says, because I love it.
Yeah.
He's cooking out of the love of the game. He loves it. TMJ, your hand is up.
Just found out that he's also dyslexic. So, so that is also another problem, another reason probably why he was encouraged, because, you know, society really makes people struggle when they have disabilities. So that's also another reason why he was encouraged.
And also people with disabilities focus. We know Richard Branson's dyslexic. Look what he's achieved. But, you know, here we see, look at what can be accomplished when a child has the loving support and encouragement from within the home. our feature conversation today is of the high degree of foolishness that has happened in Croydon. Kids, right? 15-year-old girl killed on the way to school, right? The 15-year-old girl, that's our feature conversation, right? The 15-year-old girl, not a problem really. It's a 17-year-old that carried out that did the dirty deed, right? And what a contrast. Omari McQueen, 15 years old is what they said in the clip there. Disciplined, that was brought out, big up Supreme. Learned to cook in the home, right? Supported by mum and dad, right? Just isn't that an amazing story? Yeah, what is in the headlines? Huh? What is in the headline? This should be the headline news. Omari cooking from 7. Books, restaurant. I mean, the kids got dreams. Hammer that across the airwaves. Drum that into people's psyche that black youth, any youth really, doesn't even matter, are achieving phenomenal things. But week on week on week on week, we just keep getting bombarded with the foolishness of foolishness. It's just absolute foolishness. No, let's not take away from Omari, by the way. Let's give Omari him tribute because Mayu is big in it. He really is. At 14, when he's deciding on options, okay, oh, TMJ, look, the fact that his dad taught him as well makes it all the more special. Well, it shows that the involvement of dad is important. It's just extremely important. It's just very important. And at 14, 15, when he's doing options in school, what do you want to be? Because you need to take the subject materials for your GCSEs that align to that, right? This guy, I want to own a restaurant. So the school can't handle this boy now because they haven't got a subject for that. He's got to come out there and go uni right now. Pointless keeping him in regular school because they're not equipped for this kind of or this level of genius. A 14-year-old with a mind saying, I want to, black people, some of us are grown. And if you mention owning a restaurant, we turn white. Why would I do that? I mean, can't big up this youth enough. They're telling me that I have to go to commercial break. It is Shabs and Giggles. We do this every Friday. It's the thing. We big up our own. We big up our people then on a Friday. Shabs and Giggles.
Music need to come true when you're ready. Flick the switch for the music to come true.